Hi, welcome to Friday Night Chats with Garage Geek. We're going to start with that. Okay, as I was walking out the door this morning, that was in bloom. It's been in bloom for a couple weeks, but I just decided this morning to take a picture and I wanted to show it off. Aren't those colors gorgeous? Look at that. If you can't really get it right on screen and it's from a picture, but they're so pretty when I walk out of my door and see those in the morning. I actually do not have a lot to talk about this week, and I probably say that a lot, but it's really true this week. And in fact, one thing that I have to talk about, which is Dune, the fifth Dune book, I finished it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to wait until I finish the sixth book, which is all of them, and then I'm going to kind of just do like a mini overview of all of them. Okay, so I've only got about five or six things to talk about. So one of them is that the International Booker Prize was announced, and I'd only read one of them. I'd only had time to read one, and many of them aren't available. They usually are available in England more so than in the United States, and it takes longer for them to be published here. And so we're at a disadvantage in that area. But the one book that I had read, which is Time Shelter, I totally dissed on here. I thought it wasted its premise. Wasn't poorly written, but I didn't like where it went, and I couldn't get over that. And it was very political, which isn't my thing either. And it was about a certain country's politics at a certain time, and I wasn't feeling it. But it won. So that shows you how much I know. So it's by Jordy Gospodinov, something like that, and it's called Time Shelter, and it won the International Booker Prize. I didn't recommend it, but there you go. The critics do, so maybe you should check it out. See for yourself. And if you do read that, and I would love to know what you think about it. Okay, so another thing, big news in the comic world, right? Rom and Micronauts, both, and I took pictures, and then now they're on my phone, and I was going to show you, and now I can't show them. I hate when I do that. Okay, but anyways, Rom is a Hasbro toy, I believe. And I think the Micronauts too. Now, they were both toy lines that were made into comics when I was a kid, and I absolutely loved them. And I think almost everybody who read them when they were young, they really like these two comics. Now, the problem is, since they were licensed, they lost the rights. So Marvel Comics can't reprint them. In fact, Rom showed up in a couple of other comics, notably Power Man and Iron Fist, and then when they're reprinting their own comics of Power Man and Iron Fist, they can't add that one issue. But they're getting the rights for some reason. My favorite collectible way is not Omnibuy, but I'm getting these just in case they lose the rights again, or they don't have the time to put them into the smaller Epic collections. I don't care. I'm going to get both Omnibuy of both Rom and Micronauts, and even if they print them in the Epic collections, which I do collect, then I'll double dip. But I have to have both of those. They're beloved comic lines. I think I've never heard anybody say that they dislike those comics who have actually read them. So I'm very, very much looking forward to both of those Omnibuy being printed. They're more expensive than what I like to pay, but gotta buy them. Okay, so that's great news. This has been years and years in the making, so I'm finally happy that they announced those. And you know what, the funny thing was, they announced Rom, and then like 1 or 2 days later they announced Micronauts. And it was funny because a lot of the comments are saying, wow, awesome, if only they would do Micronauts too. And then boom. Yeah, so that was so cool. This is a silly thing, but as I was driving to work today, there's this really small movie theater near my house, and I passed by it when I go to work, and it said Fast X, and I was like, what is Fast X? And then as I was, I was like, oh, it's Fast and the Furious 10. I was like, damn, they have 10 Fast and Furious movies? I've maybe seen 4 and I've liked them. I mean, they are what they are, right? But there's 10 of them now? Wow, that's pretty awesome, maybe. I don't know, but it's something. Um Something else. Seriously, I'm almost at the end of what I'm going to talk about today. It's only been 6 minutes, but I am going to take you on a little journey, so don't leave. Rhino is entering the audiophile field. I have a picture of this, so please hold on while I get that. So, Rhino Records is doing their new high fidelity premium vinyl series, and they're starting with 2. And one of them is the Cars, and it's going to be a gatefold, and also a John Coltrane called Coltrane's Sound. And for me, like, number one, the Cars, like, that's a must-have album. It's amazing. And this Coltrane Sound, I would like that just for the cover. Like, that cover is so awesome, but they're $40 each. So I would love to get in on something right when it starts, because I'm so not like that. But for me to spend $80 on 2 albums, it's just not me. And so I really wanted, I almost was like, at least get the Coltrane one. And then I thought about it, and I was like, no. Okay, number one, I have the Cars album. I need to get this light off of my face. Like, it's so, like, bright on my face. I have the Cars on vinyl. And I also have this Cars Deluxe Edition. It's a 2 CD set, which I really, really love. And it's all I need. Oh, my gosh, that's one of their songs. Isn't it? It's all just what I needed. No, but they have a song, It's All That I Need to Keep From Waiting For You. You know what? Oh, Just What I Needed. Yeah, it's that. Wait, isn't that what I just said? Okay, I need to stop singing because you don't need to hear that. Okay, but anyways, you got this, and it opens like this, and it's got the booklet. I mean, really, this is all I need. It's perfect, right? It's got the CD. The second CD is all demos, and then 5 demos and unreleased songs. Okay, so I mean, seriously, this is the perfect thing, and I've got the original vinyl. So yeah, the $40 new one is probably going to have very good audiophile sound. I don't have a good stereo equipment for that, and it's going to have a gatefold, which the original album doesn't have a gatefold, to the best of my knowledge. No, I don't think so. And so I did something. I was like, you know what? I can't get that John Coltrane for $40. So what did I do? I have a collection of these. And so I ordered this from a seller on eBay, I think, or Discogs. And so I was like, you know what? You're just going to do it. You have a collection of these. I found out that this was in that collection. And so it's this beautiful, I love these vinyl replicas. And not only is it a vinyl replica, it comes with, a booklet and in this really nice collector sleeve. Like, this is a booklet, and it pulls out, and you can see that it's in there, and it's got, like, art. These are so nice. And so I said, I'm just going to have to be content with this. And I only listened to this album once or twice on Spotify. And so now I have the CD, and I'm going to be diving more deeply into this. And for me, it's got to be good enough. So that was my consolation. And I didn't pay too much for this, like maybe $12 or something like that. And so the thing was, though, this seller had to have a minimum in order to ship. And so he didn't have much that I really wanted, but he did have this for pretty cheap, which was this Johnny Cash box set, Love, God, Murder. And they're just compilation CDs, but wow, I've seen this before. I love the packaging. I'm a fan of these full cover art, and they're like, look at that picture. That is just awesome. Okay, so I went ahead and splurged, and I got that, and I probably paid about $40 for both of these, maybe a little bit less. I can't remember. And so I could have bought pre-bought the album of just this one, but I'm very satisfied with that. So what do you think about that decision? I know a lot of audiophiles would go for the vinyl, and of course, the beautiful art, which I'm totally into the art. But on my budget, which is stupid because I ended up spending just as much. So, like, I think I'm insane, right? Because I say, like, I'm on a budget and I can't, da-da-da. I just spend my money in a different way, and I get something for cheaper, and it kind of justifies that. Is that kind of a sickness in my brain? I don't know. So let's move on. All right. So I talked about that. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is after work today. No, first I'm going to say there are 2 movies that I'm definitely going to be watching this weekend. There's a documentary about Donna Summer. Gotta watch that. Shazam is out. The second Shazam movie is out, so I'm definitely going to watch that. I have a 3-day weekend. I am so happy about that. I have to apologize because there are so many YouTubers that I genuinely follow and I really enjoy interacting with them, but I'm behind. I am gonna use part of this weekend to get caught up, and it's not work for me. I genuinely enjoy watching the videos and commenting, but life happens. Like, for example, yesterday at my school we had our STEM night, so I was there from all day from till 7 p.m. at night. And by the time I got home, it was 8:30 by the time I'd eaten, driven home, and, did all that. So it was just like the entire day gone. I mean, these things happen, right? So whenever, you get behind. Enough of me whining. So on the way home from work today, I got out of work a little bit early. I decided to do something I've been wanting to do. So on the way home, so instead of going home like this, I kind of went like this. And there's a pine tree. It's called El Pino because it's in Spanish, the pine. And then there's this cemetery called Evergreen Cemetery. And I've been wanting to go see this pine because it's like a famous landmark for this area of town. Because it's like this one tree because it's on a hill. And you can see it from all around, like miles around. And I decided, finally I'm going to go. And it was also featured in a movie called Blood In, Blood Out, which I haven't seen, but my students have all seen it because I think it's like a gang movie. And so they've seen all the gang movies. So I need to see it at some point because it's featured in it. And so I went to see it, and it's overlooking, it's on a hill. And then you actually, right down the street, you look down, all the way down, and you can see the cemetery. So I have some pictures. I know I'm going to be showing you of my trip. So first off, I went to see the pine, and no, I want to show you, sorry, I'm going to show you the picture as I was driving up, because as I drove up, I saw it in the distance and I pulled over. So there it is. It's in this residential neighborhood, and there it is. I pulled over. There it is in the background. And so I was like, oh, that's it. And so I stopped, and that was my first sighting of it. And so then I drove up to it, and let's do it this way. So there it is. I mean, it's just a giant pine tree, but the thing is that it's the only one, and it's gigantic. It's on top of a hill, and you could see, from forever, all around for miles. And it's kind of it's even listed as a cultural landmark. There I am in front of it. Yeah, you need to see that. And so standing from the pine, when you turn around, you can see all the way down, and you can't really tell, but I'm going to show you, when you zoom in, you could see the cemetery, and that's where I'm going to go next. And so Evergreen Cemetery is kind of important. Well, I mean, it's a cemetery, so there's, a lot of people buried there, and you can't say important people. Everybody's important. But it was notable because it didn't turn away anybody. So it didn't turn away African Americans from being buried there. And even though there's a Japanese section and there's African American section, they are sectioned, but nobody got turned away. And so it's notable for that reason. And many of the graves are old. Like you can see, like many of them were like worn away. This one is like lopsided, and many of them were broken. I'm going to show you one that, yeah, like this. Like this one was just totally worn away by the weather. So I don't know. For some strange reason, I love going to cemeteries. Whenever I travel around the country, I stop at many cemeteries just to, to see who's buried there. And there's a lot of interesting history with many of the cemeteries. If you read about each one before you go, you can find some really interesting things. I also, took some pictures of the flowers that were in the cemetery with the graves in the background. Now this one was interesting for me because it's this old grave and it's January 4th, and I was like, oh, that's my birthday. So to me, it's a sign. This is the day I'm going to die. I'm going to die on a February 21st. To me, that was like a sign. So I'm going to be scared from now on. Every February 21st, I cannot get out of bed. And here's another one that I took because you can see downtown Los Angeles in the background when you're in this cemetery, which I thought was neat. Okay, so that is my trip to see the pine. Oh, one more thing I want to show you. I thought this sign was hysterical. They have these posted all over the cemetery. Like, what does it mean? It's like, don't kick over a slab and kill your child. I just thought that was so funny. They are not responsible for any children being crushed by headstones or in this cemetery. And it says that we are not responsible for any accidents, injuries, or death. Pretty awesome. I mean, I just look at that graphic. Pretty awesome. Okay, well, I survived. I didn't get crushed by any headstones. And that is my Friday night chat for tonight. I'm going to do a bunch of videos this weekend because I've got 3 days. I'm going to clean up my room. I got to get so much in order. I've got 9 pupil days left of school. 9. And then I have a vacation. I'm so happy. My dog is like staring at me. Oh, another reason I'm in this chair instead of my regular one is my dog got in the chair first. And I had to like move everything over. So I didn't want to make him get up. But he's staring at me right now. He's like, who are you talking to? So I want to thank everybody for your support. This is a very short Friday Night Chats. And again, I want to thank you for your support. All your comments, please. Anything I've said, please write comments. I love responding to your comments. And everybody have a great 3-day weekend.